Aboriginal people and what we do in Aboriginal health and Aboriginal community control.
So exactly what is the charter of your organisation? I'm interested in the word controlled health organisation in there. Can you just expand on the charter of your organisation?
Yeah, the Aboriginal Community Controlled Health Services has been the aspirations for decades of Aboriginal communities, and it's where Aboriginal communities, local communities, have taken control of the situation, and normally a pretty terrible situation of their health, and have said enough's enough. And over 40 years ago that started here right in Sydney at Redfern, and has now expanded across all of Australia with over 150 Aboriginal Community Controlled Health Services that are being designed, run by and delivered by Aboriginal people of the community. And as it shows that when the health of somebody is in the control of the individual and of their community and their family, it has the best results, and that's what we've been doing for over 40 years.
So what's the most prevalent health issue amongst Aboriginal communities, whether they be in remote areas, for example in far north Queensland or in West Australia, or in urban areas such as Western Sydney?
One of the things which, and there's a number of, as most people would have to just read the papers or read any sort of medical sort of reports, there's a whole range of issues, one more important than the other. I'm not going to try to pick out which is the most important, but one thing which is common across all of the nation is the life expectancy. And it doesn't matter if you live here in this part of Australia, in Sydney, New South Wales, or you live in the most remote parts, the life expectancy rate for women and men are very similar right across, and that's the main goal, is to ensure that the equity and the quality of life for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people can be experienced at the same rates as non-Aboriginal people in this country. And so if that's the goal, that's like the premiership, and that's where we want to get to, and that's where we want to make sure that we can actually move in that direction. And through our community controlled health services, we think that's the best value for money for the investment.
So how do you generate funds? I dare say you're a government agency, but how can organisations and individuals support your business and your objectives?
Well, we receive majority of our resources from the government. They in a sense, I suppose, contract us to do these services, and we do them in the most culturally appropriate way. But the best way to support Aboriginal health in this country is ensuring that states and territory governments, the federal government, which recently made an announcement, but we do need the states and territories to make sure they have their investment as well. And for individuals, it's making sure that the government is doing their role in all levels of government to ensure that they have got Aboriginal health as front and centre, which has been promoted and has been spoken about so often. But of course, if there's a local Aboriginal community controlled health service in your area, take the time to call in, say hello, and as far as we've got a website, we've got different ways that you can contribute or to be involved in, but we do know that people have got busy lives, but it is important to make sure that our health is something which the rest of Australia can also be a part of and improving, and we'll have a better Australia for everybody.
And finally, supporting today's game, what does that mean to you and to the organisation?
Well, this has been a real opportunity to be involved, one with the AFL, but also with GWS, who has our head offices in Canberra. I know they've got their ground there as well. But it's very important that we ensure that we can get more and more people across this nation to appreciate the life expectancy gap, and to understand how important that is to improve people's lives. But also, people want a solution, and we're saying, and we've been in the business, as I said, for 40 years, over 40 years, that Aboriginal community controlled health services are delivering, and we need to make sure that the governments of all levels are there to support our services to make sure we can continue the great work that's been done over many years.